there was a young man, and he had a disease called Van Hippel-Lindau, in which you develop these very vascular tumors throughout the central nervous system. And he had developed one in the middle of his brainstem. And none of the adult neurosurgeons would operate on him because that's considered an inoperable area. And it looked very grim. Well, unfortunately for me, his wife happened to be a pediatric neurosurgery nurse who worked on the floors where all my patients were, so I couldn't escape her. And she said, "You're going to have to operate on my husband." And I said, "But I'm a pediatric neurosurgeon." And she says, "Well, sometimes he acts like a child." And she just kept after me until I finally said, "Okay, I'll go and talk to him." And I said, "Craig, you know, this thing is in the middle of your brainstem. It's an inoperable area. It's like a coaxial cable. Every fiber is critical to your function." And I said, "If I operate on that, there's at least a 50-50 chance that you will die on the table." And he said, "Doc, if you don't operate, there's a 100% chance I'm going to die." And I said, "That's a pretty mature attitude." So I took him to the operating room. It was a very difficult operation. A lot of new vessels had grown into the area. But I made a very tiny hole in the brainstem on the high-power microscope and probed with the little microprobe until I felt a different consistency. Put in the little microforceps, grabbed the capsule. I couldn't see it. Just started easing it out and teasing it out. And then the evoked potentials went flat, the electrical impulses that showed brain activity. And the anesthesiologist said, "I told you were going to kill him." And, it was very somber at that point. But I managed to finish getting the tumor out. And, we had prayed earnestly, the patient and his wife and I, before the operation. They were very faithful Christians. But at the end of the operation, he didn't wake up and was sent to the intensive care unit on full life support. But when I came in the next morning, he was sitting up in the bed telling jokes. And, he made a complete recovery. But, that was not something that was done by me. That was something that was done by God. And he says in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." And that's what we must do. Trust in him. He loves this country. This is